You've probably heard it before. Cruising is fixing your boat in exotic locations. And although we've been pretty lucky with what's broken aboard, after 3 months of full-time cruising on the move, we're starting to see where our weak points are. So before we headed down the remote coast of the Baja Peninsula, Mexico, it was time to update our battery bank so we could rely on it to keep our beer cold, our water maker making us water, so that we could focus on surfing our brains out. We're currently on the I-5 highway in a Mexican rental car in the US, and we are Canadians. But we got an offer for some free batteries, and over the last month our batteries have completely kind of shit the bed. We've been pushing them too deep and they just aren't able to hold their charge well enough. We're about to go down the Baja, so we wanted to make sure that we were set up for that. And this really nice guy, Mark, he's changing all of his batteries to lithium, and their batteries are still perfectly great. So it means an upgrade for us in amp hours and free. So we rented a car, which was about $200, and we're driving up to LA to go get these batteries. Back in Mexico, they pulled over the car beside us, and we didn't end up going in the lane to say that we declared anything, but that was mostly by accident because we didn't know where the hell we were. So back in Ensenada, it was time to get to work. With only a few days left before we were scheduled to leave down the Baja coast, it was time to get the batteries in. Well, I managed to get the batteries in place. It's the only spot that it's gonna fit, and we're kind of having to change it around a bit. It's not ideal because it's right next to the water maker, but we're gonna build kind of like a protection case for them. Plus they're sealed batteries, so we don't have to be topping up fluids, and they don't need to be vented. So I think that should work, and it just fits. What's Victor saying?
It says I need to update, and we need Wi-Fi.
Should I turn on the charger? We just finished the battery install, and so far everything's working good. They're 12.8 like they should be, and I think we should probably test tonight to see disconnect from shore power before we actually leave down the Baja coast. Make sure they work overnight. See what they are at, what the voltage is at in the morning. We only had to buy one wire. We were able to use all of our existing connections and didn't even have to really do too much at all. So it was a pretty easy swap, and luckily there's a little marine store right at this marina. So pretty smooth. It is the morning that our friends Kate and Tristan are arriving, and so we woke up this morning and we've been trying to test our new battery bank out, make sure it's running good. And last night I had the battery charger off, and we looked at our barnacle this morning, and it showed that one of our banks, our start bank, is running down to just over 9 volts, which isn't good. So after some sleuthing, calling my dad, and testing with the multimeter, it turns out we accidentally removed the house ground from the system, the start battery system, so we have to rewire one in. Not a big deal. I've got a ton of extra electrical stuff on board, lots of parts, and I'm gonna hook that up and hopefully it works. Okay, so I've got my wire, and we're connecting the start battery to the main ground bus bar so that the whole system is connected, because right now the start battery is only connected to the engine ground. It was kind of a mess. There was an old shunt that it was connected to, so this way it's cleaner. They all have their own wires. It's not sharing anything, and it's should be able to finish it really quick. So let's do it. And with that last minute fix, we had just enough time for one more load of laundry before our next crew arrived. Well, Kate and Tristan will be arriving here any minute. We're having a last dinner with Fabricio. Before we leave, we're gonna be really sad to see, to be leaving Ensenada because we've made such good friends with Fabricio and a few others here, but time to head on to new adventures. Stop. Hello!
Door-to-door delivery!
Hey guys! Tristan and Kate are our friends from Revelstoke, land of big mountains and, well, no surf. Not that stopped them from attempting to get ready for this trip anyways.
Yeah, one of the best things about surfing on the interior of British Columbia is that quite often the breaks are empty, no one to compete with, which is a pretty big bonus. That's why we're out here, just to get it all to ourselves.
All right, we're going for you. Mexico bound, here we go. We're so stoked. And it's no longer snowing. Woo! No matter how hard we try to be early, we're still running to connect to our next flight. Fingers crossed we make it, but we don't know if we will. Oh.
The board's made it.
We're so happy. Holy shit. Yes!
Maybe like your name, where you're from, your sailing experience.
Sailing experience.
Yeah.
I'm Kate. I'm these guys, one of their good friends from Revelstoke. My sailing experience is, I don't know, not amazing. I definitely went on one trip with Kayleen, but I don't feel like I honed my skills. But I grew up with my grandpa's boat, so I feel comfortable on the water, let's say, and I can work hard, so I think it'll come fast. But yeah, stoked to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you. We'll see ya.
Yes, you saw the here.
Right on.
We were finally off, and boy did it feel good. Even though we had provisioned as much as we could, there was only so much room in our fridge for 4 people for 2 weeks, so we were definitely hoping to catch some fish. And it didn't take long. Oh, that's... Do we try it?
Thanks, read it.
The first couple hours, and already the Baja did not disappoint. We were definitely in for a treat for the next couple of weeks.
Well, the dude camp's rolling pretty hot today. I think our captains have a lot of faith in us greenhorns. Put a lot of responsibility on us day one, but I think it's just gonna open more doors for us, you know?
In the future.
Yeah, our future sailing life.
It's gonna work out for us.
2 minutes at the helm and I am so excited. 2 weeks of this, I can't believe it. It's gonna be so much fun. Pretty excited about the adventure we're gonna have. Who knows what's gonna happen, and I'm so stoked to surf and hang out. We just caught our first fish. It's a good omen for our trip.
But as much as the sailing and wildlife kept me happy, we were really all here to surf. Join us next time as we find out why most people don't combine surf and sailing. Were we crazy, or was it all worth it?